This is episode 299 of How About That Cigar, recorded live at the Corona Cigar Studio. On this episode, we talk to Eric from OGT about their big cross-country move and much more. Please take a minute to subscribe on your favorite podcast platform so you never miss an episode. Now on with the show.
Corona Cigar Company is your one-stop shop for all your cigar needs. Whether that's a brand new humidor, a box of those new cigars you've been waiting for, a top-of-the-line cutter or lighter, a place to enjoy the finest cigars and spirits with friends, or the only cigars grown right here in the Sunshine State, we've got you covered. Come visit one of our retail locations for the ultimate cigar experience. Visit us online at coronacigar.com.
How about that cigar?
Well, how about that cigar?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Corona Cigar Studios for episode 299.
So close.
So close of How About That Cigar Live. Thanks so much for joining us live on Facebook, live on YouTube, and live on
Rumble.
And if you're listening after the fact on the audio podcast, thanks so much for making How About That Cigar a part of your regular audio podcast rotation. And take just a minute. Click on everything. All of the big, beautiful buttons.
Smash them all.
The like button, the follow button, the subscribe button, so you don't miss anything we have going on here at How About That Cigar Live. And as always, join us in the comments this evening. Let us know what you're smoking. Let us know what you're drinking. And if you have questions along the way for our fantastic upcoming special guests, be sure to put those in the comments as well.
Yes.
I think because we have, it is our amazing, illustrious, fantastic, wonderful producer, Justy Smoke, but it's a different version of Justy Smoke this evening.
He's translucent, man.
It's transparent, translucent, psychedelic, translucent.
You can see all the things.
You can see inside of him.
One, which we are all made of.
Yeah, you can see what Justin is made of, which is green.
Green leaves.
A lot of green leaves.
A lot of different green leaves.
A lot of different types.
Smokable, non-smokable,
Yeah.
whatever you want. I got it, man.
Yeah, just different. Yeah. And that we should all be so open like Justin is, so you can see what's truly inside. So I got to work on that myself. That's my life hashtag life goals.
Life goals. Life goals. So
the Yankees did not sweep the Twins. So the Twins did, but that's what the Twins do.
Yeah.
The Twins lose 2 out of 3 of every series. And that's why the Twins are 14 games back. Which is worse, because last week the Twins were 11 and a half games back. Now we're 14 games back. Your Yankees actually gained some ground.
They're terrible.
The Yankees were 6.5 back. Now they're only 5.5 back.
Let's be honest. With their fielding and their basic baseball IQ,
yeah,
they're terrible. Boone should be fired. Judge,
I'd have a feeling that either before or right after the end of the season, unless some magical transformation happens between now and October with the Yankees, that Rocco Baldelli, manager of the Twins, and Aaron Boone, manager of the Yankees, will be out of a job at the end of the season.
And Jorge, what's his name? Is it Posada, our old catcher?
Yeah. From the championship runs back
He's
in there.
He's going to be the next manager.
Okay. So they're always going to hire former Yankee players to be their manager, basically. Yeah, that's.
I'd like to get Rocco because of what he's done with the minor league team that they've given him. I would love to see what he does.
Rocco's done a great job. He gets no support from ownership.
No.
The poll ads have destroyed the Minnesota Twins. And yeah, Matt Brugger, got to say, brother, the Brewers went on an insane 14-game winning streak.
They're solid. They're a solid team.
Incredible baseball being played by those guys. And they almost had that 15th game, but the Reds won it in a walk-off. So, but then right away they lost that one game to the Reds, and they came back right away and beat the Cubs in handy fashion. I mean, it was like an easy win.
Coop.
So, hey, Coop, Rocco should not be fired. I agree. It's not. I don't think it's Rocco's fault.
They need a scapegoat,
but they need a scapegoat, and I think they're gonna dump the manager. But they should fire the Pohlads should fire themselves.
They need to sell the team.
What an absolute mess. As far as NFL preseason football goes, it's just messy all around.
I mean, you can't watch it.
It's preseason football. I mean, the Bears absolutely destroyed the. Oh gosh, who did the Bears? It was like
3-0,
38-0 in yesterday's Bears preseason game.
Bears started their starting lineup the whole game.
No, it was younger guys, but yeah, it was absolute crazy. But yeah, sports wise, that's really all we got. There's not a lot going on right now.
Next.
Just next. So let's find out what's in this glass here. And could I point out that the whiskey in this glass
it looks like whiskey.
It's almost all the way.
That's a full
to the
pour.
top.
That's back to normal with the full pour.
It does. It looks like whiskey. And it is part of this week's Spirit of Mystery, brought to us by Postania Cigars. Do you find yourself unsatisfied with the top 10 list from How About That Cigar? Are you wondering how cigars from Postania didn't make the HBTC list, but found their way onto other lists? Well, fortunately, you can be reminded every week with this Postania Cigars advertisement. Postania Cigars, the #1 unranked cigar in the industry. And this pour, I believe you said,
is from Matt Booger. Matt Booger, how you doing, Matt Booger?
That is not me saying your name that way, Matt. So
he's lucky I didn't call him what I usually call him.
This is a full pour. Looks like a true 2-ounce pour. The aroma is really nice. It's kind of spicy on the aroma. It's really clean.
You sure it's not a rum being spicy like that?
No, it's not that kind of spice. It's like, I don't know. Here's a little.
Let's take a little sip.
Drinky poo.
Oh.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, that is.
Matt, text me what that was again. I forgot to take a picture of that bottle.
That is really nice, man. Super smooth. It tastes actually like it might be
happiness,
high proof, but it's not. There's no burn. You know what I mean? It's like you get the proof on the sides here, but it's not like throat burn that you typically get from something over 110. Yeah, insert joke here. But yeah, it's really good flavor.
It's about time you have something decent.
I know that's really nice. I like it. It's got a little sweetness, a little spice, a little bit of floral something or other cooking in there. So yeah, I like that. That's a nice pour. Feel free to send us samples if you want them to try them out. That's true. Yeah, if you guys, if there's something you want featured on Spirit of Mystery, get a hold of Raul. Raul at howaboutthatcigar.com. Yep. Email address, and we can get you info on how to send that in. We would very much appreciate it because it's fun trying new stuff on Spirit of Mystery. And we'll reveal what that whiskey is later in the show. So let's get on to our fantastic special guest of the evening. And on How About That Cigar, our special guests are brought to us by Drew Estate. And Drew Estate is once again rewriting cigar rules with the launch of the latest Freestyle Live event pack, including a brand new mystery cigar that is 100% unapologetically Nicaraguan. With an MSRP of $40.75, this FSL pack includes 3 premium mystery cigars and a 40-ounce custom branded tumbler. Available in limited quantities, this Freestyle Live event pack is available at premium select cigar retailers nationwide. For more information, please visit drewestate.com. All right, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, put your hands together and welcome back to How About That Cigar Live, Eric from Oak Glen Tobacconist. Brother, welcome back to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me back. I really appreciate it. Super excited for tonight. So thank you so much.
Absolutely.
So, how is life in North Carolina?
Life is good.
You moved?
This is part of the show. We're going to get into that.
Oh, we're going to talk about that in the show.
Yeah, that's what we're going to do.
Are we live?
We are.
Oh, shit. Sorry, guys.
We are no longer in California broadcasting, so it's not 6:42 right now, which it was last time.
Yeah,
Now
sorry.
it's a little later.
It's late now.
Yeah, we're approaching 10, but just lit up a cigar and have something to pair it with, so it's all good.
What are you smoking and what are you drinking?
So tonight, to commemorate 6 years of Oak Glen Tobacconist, I just lit up for probably the 30th time this month the Triforium, which is our exclusive 6th anniversary through Black Label Trading Company. This is a fantastic cigar. I've been wanting to do an exclusive with Black Label. I'm sure we'll get into it, but I cannot get away from it. Like, depending if it's the cigar I start with or the cigar I end with, I'm usually smoking at least once a day.
Don't you remember the old additive? You can't get high on your own supply, bro.
I do, but when Black Label's involved, that's a hard one to live by. So,
Justin, what are you smoking and drinking?
What am I smoking here? The Triforium as well from Black Label with the Go-To 1919.
And Matt?
Also, the Triforium with the First Light was like crazy good. It's kind of cool because it's not a lot, but there's just the tiniest little bit of some kind of floral something cooking in the cigar. Mm-hmm. And the little floral thing that I'm getting from this Spirit of Mystery, it's going really nicely together. So
very nice.
Very happy accident that I am digging.
I am the oddball, of course, and I am smoking Soap on a Rope. I mean, excuse me, Nope.
That's a different cigar. Someone else did that cigar.
And this is the Society cigar from last month, if I'm correct.
Or 2 months ago. Yeah. We in January we released Nope Rope Habano, and you guys probably know Lanceros are not everyone's favorite size. However, they're so good in terms of rich flavor, that sort of thing. So it was met with such a really good success. We had kind of the San Andreas Maduro, which you're lighting up, kind of in our back pocket. And we're like, let's see how it goes. And it seems like this has quickly become everyone's favorite of the two. So, yeah, fantastic.
I think you were sold out within 2 days, wasn't it?
Yes, I am working on getting more, but we will see if that happens. Yeah.
So I am part of the OGT Cigar Society, and that's why I have this, and that's why you two don't.
That's true. That's true. I mean, we normally, when we do a custom project, we'll normally try to have some left over so it's not just like a one and done, but Society gets first dibs, and so that's why Raul's got it.
Yeah,
and it's easy to join Society too. It's cheap. It's awesome. If you can, join OJT Society. Jeez,
there you go. You can talk. You can talk. It's all right.
And this month, it was a little earlier because it was how James had set up the release. But this month's drop for the Society is a 5-pack of Triforium. So our 6th anniversary will be in our membership.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, yeah, I can tell you're really broken up about it. So Eric, talk to us about. It's a major move, going all the way across the country, basically from California to North Carolina. So, talk to us about why the move happened, how everything's going with getting settled in, that kind of thing. Yeah. So,
we, from the beginning, when you open up a cigar shop in California, everyone, has ideas about what California and tobacco and all those things for good reason. It's not the easiest place to conduct a cigar lounge. And especially too, so when we opened in 2019, we had opened at tobacco tax being 27%. By the end of the first month, it had gone up to 64%. So we were like, oh boy, this is going to be a roller coaster. But
after
we were
1 month.
1 month. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So we eventually, I'm good friends. Shout out to Cigars Daily. I'm good friends with Tim Swanson.
Great dude.
He, during that time, and then COVID hit and all that, we quickly learned, okay, in order to survive, we're going to need to be able to get online. So he really, really helped me. He was a massive blessing to us in terms of the transition from getting online, having that ability. And in the back of my mind, I always kind of thought okay, we want to grow our business, but I really do feel right now we should probably concentrate on the online just in case anything was about to go haywire because we're in California. And then we hit the 5-year mark and we were very blessed to make it that far. And then I don't know if you guys are familiar with Dave Garofalo of the Cigar Authority podcast.
Love that guy.
Awesome. Yeah. So I normally follow his podcast. I follow How About That Cigar. There's a select few that I like. I'm on the regular. And I saw one of his after shows come up and a title comes up saying California's in trouble or the crisis of tobacco in California. And I was like, wait, what? And there's a bill that was signed in by our lovely governor in the last year, about September, called 3218. And it wasn't like, oh, we're going to think about proposing this. It was just signed into effect last year, basically causing manufacturers to have to get on a non-flavored list in order to be able to have approved products to be brought in to retailers to sell on like inside state borders. So being that our humidor, I mean, we're a very small and pop shop, being that our humidor is about 80% like smaller company, craft, boutique side, and then on top of that, we're doing custom projects with the society. This is going to impact our shop greatly. So we kind of got that news in November of last year. And so my wife and I started like really considering, like, you know, we had always said several years back, if we were able to move, we love North Carolina. We love the area. We had visited it a few times. So we started praying about it, talking about it. And by February, we're like, I think we've got our answer, because I had reached out to other like organizations and they're like, we're just going to wait and see. And I'm like, this is like the only way I feed my family. So I don't know if I can just wait and see. So, yeah, we kind of got the green light and started like making trips back east, taking a look at different things and start figuring out how do you transfer and make that happen. And we landed here in North Carolina on June 28th, and we officially became like a North Carolina entity. Like, I'm so happy to say, like with the North Carolina tobacco tax and all that license, we officially did that just a few weeks ago. So we're like North Carolinians now.
Nice.
Yeah.
So going into that, when can we see brick and mortar from you guys?
That's also in the works. I mean, for me, like I love what we're doing here because it's the community around cigars. That's always drawn me to it, as well as like, of course, the tobacco science and such like that. But I miss being able to light up a cigar, talk with our regulars, have like awesome like event nights where we're all smoking the same thing, bouncing ideas off each other. Our lounge, we never had a TV unless it was like we bring it out for Super Bowl or the Kentucky Derby. It was all about conversation, talking with one another. So that's definitely in the works. It's just when those doors open. So
yeah,
we're just kind of working towards it.
Nice.
So
go ahead.
So you're saying, I love the idea of just having conversation and music in my garage lounge, which everybody keeps telling me, get a TV in here. No. What kind of music did you play?
So it originally started out as 1920s, like Charleston jazz, 1930s, 1940s swing, big band, a lot of that. Harry James, Tommy Dorsey, that sort of thing.
Easy kind of vibe.
Yeah. And then we would start doing themed nights. Like we did, I remember there was one night we brought in the Molotov when it first got released by Dissident. And I had talked to Sin and Josh Colburn, and I was like, can we get some of the bourbon to pair it with? So we did like a punk night theme. So people are like, oh, I've got a song, turn on Rancid and turn on this. So it was cool. But what that also effectively started doing is a lot of our regulars started giving more vocal about their suggestions of what we should be listening to. So it would kind of depend. Like we'd gauge the group, like, okay, are we listening to rock? But I would say most commonly 30s jazz and like Chet Baker, like just kind of jazz music in general.
Nice.
I'm a
huge fan of jazz and blues.
Chet Baker, one of my favorite. I mean, listening to him not only play the trumpet but also sing. I mean, yeah. If you want to just truly get into the zone and chill out and relax, light up a cigar, grab your favorite beverage, and put on, Chet Baker singing "My Funny Valentine" or really anything, and you'll be transported. It's fantastic.
Funny thing about him is when I first started listening to him, I didn't know it shouldn't matter, but I didn't know he was Caucasian. I didn't know he was white.
A lot of people didn't.
And then I seen that, I downloaded on my phone. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, and he wasn't even, he was known as a trumpet player. And then all of a sudden he starts singing. It's like, oh, he's really good.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, sadly he had, his demons, but a lot of people in the jazz world did,
Yeah.
back then. That was kind of commonplace in the jazz world, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So I'm curious too about, aside from the differences with things like taxes and licensing and cost of living and prices and all that, what are you noticing early on that are the biggest differences between where you were in Cali and where you are in North Carolina, whether it's, cultural differences or it could even be cost of living differences, but just kind of the vibe differences about the location you're in and the people and the food and all that stuff.
So, I mean, gas is like $50 cheaper to fill up your tank. So there's that.
That helps a lot.
Honestly, it's not as crazy as a culture shock as I thought it might have been. Now, that being said, I mean, it's still a culture shock, but it's not like, like we're like wandering in the wilderness with banjos being played and like you don't know where you're going. I would say that the people are definitely like when they're so much more welcoming and open in a way. And that's being like when you walk down the street and you're like, hey, how's it going? Like you'll hear how it's going. It's not just like, oh, nod. Yeah. How's it going? Like in California, that's just I acknowledge you. We're not talking about anything. We're just keep on walking. It's not so much here. So that's pretty crazy. I would say too, like the weather is interesting. Being that the summer is the rainy season in comparison. I mean, we're typically always in a drought in California. So we're getting a lot more rain, but like people are like, this is when we get more of our rain than the rest of the year. And I'm so used to thinking the rain doesn't come until like November and then it's gone by January or February. So that's kind of interesting as well. Fast food though. Like I have lived 35 years on the West Coast in California. And I'm going to say, I kind of feel In-N-Out is a little overrated compared to some of the places out here. Like, and
a lot.
And but like that's a sacrilegious. Like in California, they're like, no, wait. But like Freddy's frozen custard and like Culver's, I'm just like, this is pretty good. I'm not gonna lie.
Bojangles out there.
Bojangles, that's another one. Yeah. I need to know though. I don't know if they have it out where you guys. Zaxby's. I've heard so many like it's good, it's bad, it sucks, it's great.
We don't have Zaxby's here. I've heard of it.
Okay. Like Checkers, that was at like Zaxby's before.
I think Checkers and Rallies are like the same thing. Okay. Zaxby's is Zaxby's fried chicken or is that like burgers?
Fried chicken, to my understanding, fried chicken.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I saw that on one of those YouTube channels that rates like all the fried chicken from all the big chains and that kind of thing. And if I remember, it was up there.
Okay.
I've heard good things.
So we haven't tried that yet, but and I will say too, like the added bonus is that, like I said, like you take Freddy's, really, really good. And maybe it's just because I've never had it before, but I'm impressed with it. And it's also, the fries are amazing. And it's also, when you have a family of 3 children, it's also more affordable than stuff on the West Coast. So that's always an added bonus.
Yeah. You bring the whole family to a place like In-N-Out or Five Guys. I mean, that's like, okay, let's take a second mortgage out on the house.
So how have your wife and kids adjusted to the move?
Good. I think oddly enough, I think our children have had the most adjustment, and that being because, I mean, when you're that young and you've grown up around your friends, like that kind of adjustment is more difficult. Thankfully, we're in the age of like Zoom and FaceTime, and so like my younger 2 will play the Switch with their friends and their cousins that are back on the West Coast. And there's still that connection. Like when I was a kid, we didn't have that type of thing. But honestly, like we're a little bit like when everyone was getting stir crazy during the COVID lockdown, it was a very tumultuous, scary time, but the family time was pretty awesome for us. Like we were like, why don't we just stay home with our kids more often sometimes to have that quality time? So we're adjusting to it as well.
Have you found a church yet?
We've checked out a few. That is one of the next missions right now. We haven't found one yet. No.
Okay.
But we're not going to rush it. Because we had the same issue in California actually for the longest time. So we're kind of used to that, but that's also on the list. We just spent the entire last Sunday morning, like 3 hours. Okay, what about this one? What about this one? Like looking up what's their statement, all this. So we're going through it right now.
I'm sure there's a lot to choose from actually in that area. I would imagine.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
Because that's an area. I mean, there's a lot of Christian churches in the. I mean, you get to the southeast, and it's Christian churches all over the place. But yeah, you got to find the one that just fits your family.
Yeah, and I don't know if I'm ready to do like the whole pick up snakes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
yeah, good call.
Are you watching anybody online?
In terms of like cigar industry,
No,
what's
in
going on?
Cigars Church.
Oh, we've tried a few. I'd say we're up to about 5 or 6 right now.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That's one of the cool things too about this day and age is, trying out a church. You don't have to take 6 weeks and 6 Sundays traveling to 6 different churches. You can at least kind of kick the tires a little bit by looking online.
Right. And my biggest worry too is like because we've been in this situation before. Like we've gone to some churches for like 3 weeks in a row. And then, or sorry, 3 separate sermons. And we're like, I just don't know if this is the one, but our kids start to like it. So then having to rip them away from it is something we're trying to avoid. So it's like, let's hear a sermon online before we get that invested, basically.
Great idea.
Yeah.
Let's get back into cigars.
So there's one, and this is a question that Raul brought up, but if it's all right with you, Raul, I want to ask this one because I feel like it needs to be presented in a very diplomatic kind of way. If you get my meaning.
He is better spoken. I'm more like a sledgehammer. He's more like a scalpel.
Well, there's a there are a number of sort of online based, social media based cigar clubs, cigar of the month clubs, and some of them are through big brick and mortar, and some of them are smaller, more intimate, and there's you get more boutique choices and more sort of community with the people who are also members. And OGT is definitely one of those, where the OGT society is kind of a community, an online community, in addition to having access to a good monthly lot of cigars. And there's there's one in particular cigar club out there who shall remain nameless, who has developed a rather controversial reputation, shall we say. And again, I'm being the diplomat here. Right. He's developed a rather controversial reputation. And what steps do you take, and who do you bounce ideas off of and get mentorship and guidance to avoid the pitfalls that other cigar clubs have put their members through? Because you have developed a reputation for solid dealings, solid cigars, honesty, being on time, good community, all of the good things that should be a part of a cigar society or a cigar club like you've created. How do you avoid the pitfalls of some others who have maybe lost their way?
Well, I mean, I really appreciate it. I appreciate the kind words, and honestly, I appreciate the question because I feel like that is something even before the membership, like that I would watch for, or kind of, because like what I was told in the beginning, when you open up a shop, you go to PCA for the first time, like your contract is your handshake. And I've always taken it really serious in terms of like, I remember the time several years we were working on getting an account with Dunbarton, because I love what Steve Saka's blends are. And I saw you guys had him on last week. And I remember like there's a minimum buy-in, and I'm like, yeah, but Dunbarton cigars are worth it. Like we're gonna build on this brand. I believe what Steve is doing is gonna be great. And so we were talking with his wife Cindy and like opening the account, and I was like, okay, let me just make certain, because we're kind of putting all of our eggs in one basket. And then I shook her hand because I was like, we'll be back. And then I'm sure we'll figure it out from there. And I shook her hand. I was like, okay, there it is. Like, we are now bringing in Dunbarton because I shook her hand. And I think that the unfortunate thing about, probably any business, but especially when you're dealing with an intimate business like this, an intimate industry, unfortunately, there's a lot of ego involved. And I feel like what needs to remain like important is the group and the community. And I've seen great people in the industry, like I'd mentioned, Dave Garofalo, and I've come to him for advice before, or Tim Swanson for advice. Guys that I respect that have been at it much longer and know a lot more about this than I do, in terms of kind of helping, like, okay, well, when I was in year 6, I was doing this, or you may want to think about X, Y, and Z. The society was really an extension of Oak Glen Tobacconist, our lounge. And that being, we don't want to be the lounge. From the beginning, my wife and I would always say this. We don't want to be the lounge that you're walking the gauntlet if you're the first time there. All heads turn to you with the like silent question of, what are you doing here? We didn't want to be the shop that it's like no one talks. We're just zoning out on the TV. We really wanted to be a part of a community, because not only is it something that I feel like people in this, like, who enjoy cigars like and enjoy and are pulled towards, but it's something I am pulled to personally. So that community, I think we wanted to extend beyond the state borders of California. And I think that at the forefront, most companies have a mission statement. But us is just kind of like showing, we always want to have the education at the forefront. We want to have community at forefront, and also being able to spotlight blenders who are making stuff for us. So like Triforium, I am tremendously blessed that we have this cigar made for us to commemorate 6 years of our company. But I would say the credit is all on James Brown. James Brown, I told him this is what we were looking for. And he's like, I have the vision for it. I have an idea. He did the art. That's why we went to James, because we know he has that talent. And I think that sometimes you might get tempted to blur those lines of like, look what I have brought in because I have this cigar. And I think that is completely the wrong way to approach it. Yeah. And especially with small companies, the spotlight belongs on them. So when we're let's say Stallone Cigars, Cigar Clown, stuff like that, like when I admire what they're doing, that's where the credit should go in terms of our projects. And it's a huge blessing that we get to have that community and bounce ideas off each other, whether it's Raul smoking a Nope Rope, Lancero, you're smoking the Triforium, or someone contacting me and saying, I like this month's drop, but I think the previous month was better, or that, like, those conversations I absolutely love. And I feel like the selfish part of me is when I got into cigars, I didn't have that community. I didn't have that group. I was always the guy who brought cigars, but was way too obsessed, was sinking his money into nothing. They're like, it's just cigars. What are you doing? And so I find great reward by being able to talk with people about that. And like, oh, this was a great blend. Or next time, what if you went with a box press or this or that or this? So I think really keeping the focus on the community and the people whose true talents are bringing it to the table, I think is a big part of our membership for sure.
I like that.
So you bringing up, that kind of leads us into our next question. How do you pick, well, you kind of answered that question. How do you pick the companies that you're going to go after to get your exclusive cigars? And how has that whole process been for you?
Yeah. Okay. So I'm not gonna lie. In the beginning, I was very desperate to see like who would make a run of like 500 cigars, and like, because it's like that's not really going to happen for most companies. So we started off with doing like a first ever drop was actually a standard product from Emilio. They have the Grimalkin. I don't know if you guys have smoked that before.
Oh yeah.
And so the Grimalkin in our area, because we were not really online, we were a little bit, but in our area, none of our community had smoked anything from Emilio. So I was like, this will be cool. Like, I haven't really brought him in. This will be a new experience. And this is a great way to like further the cigar journey, because that's a big part of it too. So we did that. And then we we did have certain like limited releases through other companies that are like, yeah, I can afford to give you this amount. Like I don't know, everyone's probably under the sun have tried Leaf by Oscar, but there's a blend called Leaf by James where James Brown blended it for Oscar, and it's a Pennsylvania broadleaf, and you can only get it from Leaf and Bean, like Island Jim's like shop.
Yeah.
And so I called him up and I was like, hey, I really want to feature your cigar in our membership, and I can't get it anywhere else. So he was gracious enough to make that happen. So we was kind of like limited stuff that are hard to chase down, but we were finding them. Cigar Clowns was another one that we started doing that we found great success with. They had small runs that they believed in the project and they loved the group. And then we started branching out from there of like, okay, well, let's push it a bit more, and who's willing to really open that and make a custom blend for us. So that kind of built, I think, by like this first or second year. And then you quickly realize, for me personally, like a company that is boutique and small doesn't mean it's good. Like, or I shouldn't even say good, but like doesn't mean it's up to the same quality as other companies. It doesn't get a free pass. So some of the ones that we have featured, that relationship has grown between us, even the relationship with our group, our community, with that blender. So I would use like Tony Barrios, the Stallone Cigar, is a great example. That guy is a genius with blending. I love his stuff. He's definitely got a flavor profile. So some people love it. Some people are like, it's not really my thing. But he is always willing to do stuff with us. And then he had been to our shop like 4 times. So this reputation started building up of like, some of our group, like they knew Tony, they had conversations, and then they have limited stuff come out with them. One of my personal favorites we ever did was the Midnight Ride. It was a Shaggy Foot Nicaraguan broadleaf. And so from there, like other people starting to kind of see like, oh, this society thing has got something special, because that group wants to know about the tobacco, and that group are really like opening up to other brands. And so we just kind of started building from there. It's been a journey. Like Black Label, I've been wanting to do a limited with them for 3 years. And so finally got to that point.
Nice.
So you brought up Mr. Steve Soccer, our friend. When are you going to have an exclusive from him?
I feel like I'm many years out. I don't feel like I have the I don't have the numbers yet. I eventually will. There have definitely been some companies, and Black Label's one of them, that I was like, okay, what would it take to do a limited? And they'll be like, well, we need to establish like maybe X amount of time to see how you do with the product, see if your group really likes it. But then there's also a minimum. Some companies' minimums are here, and some companies' minimums are here. And so with Black Label, 3 years ago, I remember having the conversation with Derek, and he and I talk a lot, and he tells me the numbers, and I'm like, okay, we're going to work towards it. We're going to get there. And he was like, okay, I mean, that's great. Like, no pressure. I don't want you to feel discouraged. I'm like, I'm not discouraged. I'm on a mission now. We're going to make this happen. And
yeah,
thankfully, 3 years later, we did. So
nice.
Saka, though, I feel like he's in an echelon that I'm like, one day we'll get there. But Saka's up there. He's doing crazy stuff.
Yeah. And you don't get to have any input on what this is what you're getting.
Yeah,
that's right. That's right. Yeah.
So what are some, in addition to, and we may have asked you this last time, but it was a year and a half since you were on the show last. So, you already mentioned Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust, but some other brands out there that you would like to work with as far as a special Cigar Society blend or, something like that. A couple others that you can think of.
Yes. Some of them I don't know if it ever be a reality, but like Shooting for the Moon, if we could ever get anything by Nick Melillo Foundation,
there you go.
Insanely cool.
Nice.
I'd love to do that. We've talked about, and hopefully it will be like a reality, but Espinosa is one of those. I love what Espinosa does. I love his cigars. I love the knuckle sandwich stuff. So that's definitely on the list. Potentially HDA. We just featured their Phantom Fury, which was a Sumatra, and that's a limited production. So it was one of those like one and done, one of the quickest selling cigars.
You mean this cigar right here?
Yes, that exactly. So good. Yeah. So good. Yeah, we featured that in the membership 2 months ago. But eventually, like to do a custom blend with them, I would be like that. That would be really cool. We just recently were able to do one that I've been wanting to, and that was Aladino. We did an exclusive with Aladino that we had been wanting to do. Justo does some really cool stuff. Domain's another one. I've got my eye on Domain, but Domain's they're still younger company, but I admire everything that they're doing right now. Those are, I would say, a few that I would mention.
I like Daniel. He's a good shit.
Yeah. Domain has definitely been, and we had him on the show, but talked to a number of other people in the cigar world, from retailers to, other media people and even a couple brand owners that we've had on the show that have talked about Domain, and they're definitely making waves and making a statement. And so I like that for them because I have enjoyed the blends quite a bit.
Yeah.
I got a brand and I'm wondering how you got them. Ezra Zion.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
You don't see them on most pages or you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, Ezra Zion is one of the most interesting brands we have ever carried. And I say that because some people have said, like, man, they produce a lot of cigars. Like, they're having limited cigars. Like, they just dropped one today, which is the dark chocolate cookie, I believe it is. And, like, I will say that some of their cigars, I'm like, wow, that's a really good cigar. And then some of them I am floored with. I'm like, I see why they have a reputation. Like, sometimes, like, they did one called Burnt End Secret Recipe. Fantastic. That was one of those, like, this is super limited, but I am going to take a 5-pack for myself because I will smoke through these. But yeah, they were one of those situations where I actually contacted, and a few months went by and we were kind of back and forth. And I was like, hey, if you guys are cool with it, I want to pull the trigger. So we brought them in, I want to say Thanksgiving, maybe it was October of last year, around there. And yeah, I would say keep your eyes on them. And I've actually, funny you mentioned that, 2 weeks ago, I had messaged them and said, hey, would you be interested in doing something for our membership? Something that, like, I think that would fit our flavor profile. So we'll see. But yeah, great stuff.
Yeah, I agree that it's an interesting story because I remember Ezra Zion way back 10, 12 years ago, maybe more, watching them on, get interviewed, back in the day on shows like Cigar Dojo and Stogie Geeks and stuff like that. And
yeah.
And then at some point, the brand sold to, I think, Cigar Federation.
Yes. Yeah.
And I don't know if they're still owned by Cigar Federation or if they're off in a different path now.
I believe it is Federation. I think
it
you're
is
right
still
on
Federation. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, then once they sold to Cigar Federation, then you're right. It was just like, it was almost on a monthly basis. There was a new limited
exclusive
from Ezra Zion, and a lot of them just got huge hits on social media and forums, and not a lot of forums anymore, but Instagram, and that kind of thing. So they're definitely still making kind of making waves and solid cigars.
Yeah, and what I think is kind of cool is that they do have a lot of different releases, but I feel like for someone who's interested in that, you have to know your palate. And I say that because, like I said, they just released the dark chocolate chip cookie or whatever. That is a cigar that I'm like, if you're in for dessert-like flavors, if you like more of a smoother, sweeter, like pie crusty type deal, go that route. If you like more savory, a little more peppery, spicy, maybe don't do that one because you'll probably be disappointed. Try something that's more like burnt ends or something like that. So I think it's really important to know like which you prefer. And sometimes that takes like, well, let me try 3 of their different cigars on the different spectrum, and then I can kind of see. So what we've tried to help with is like every so once in a while, if we have the opportunity, we'll put together like a 6-pack of Ezra Zion and Nomad, and then you can try those individually, and then you can be like, all right, this is where I want to try their new stuff, and then this stuff I'd probably stay away from. So,
okay.
You mentioned earlier we have a palate as a society. What is our palate?
So what I would say is it's not so much I can't get as good as like, okay, I would say the flavor profile is this, but it seems like the biggest hits have been medium plus, like strength, full body, full flavor. So those flavors can be all over the place, sort of. But like you have the elusive, we had a Brazilian Corojo leaf on that. You get some spicy, cedary notes, and then you get the Nope Rope Maduro, which is more like you get a little vegetal component. You get some cocoa sweetness to it, but all of which I feel like offer a fuller experience in flavor. I'm always looking. Sometimes we hit it on the head, and sometimes we get close to it. But like good smoke production, like the body, the smoke texture, it's weighty, it's full, sometimes chewy. That seems to be kind of like that realm. And then like medium plus. And so what's crazy to think about, we are in, I think, year 4 of the membership. We have never done a custom Connecticut shade before.
Okay.
And I want to, and I during a live, like I'd kind of open up, like, what do you guys think? Should we do something like this? But if we did so, I kind of still think of it in terms like this would need to be a Connecticut shade with a society twist. So like a little more oomph to it, a little more power to it. Something that, yeah, maybe it's you enjoy in the beginning of the day with a cup of coffee, but it's got so much going on in the retro, and it's full. It's not that newspapery, wispy, super light. There's nothing wrong with those cigars, but I don't see that working very well in the society from what we've seen so far.
There's actually, you have them, I think. Sun Country. You know what I'm talking about?
Sun Country.
FY.
From
Fuck Our Life. Fuck Your Life.
Fortaleza y Libre cigars. It used to be Forte y Libre cigars.
Okay.
Correct.
We actually don't carry them.
Oh. Well, they have a Connecticut.
Okay.
Is very nice. I think it's one of their best cigars. I might have to send you a couple.
Yeah, Skip.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Skip hit the nail on the head, and you know, believe it or not, I was actually thinking the same thing. That's the profile for those that chase LE, small production cigars. Not so many people making entire portfolios of core brands that meet that description, but there are, and that, yeah, that's true. That medium plus, full bodied, full flavor, not necessarily full strength. You know, not necessarily a lot of, you know, like the Roma Craft cigar Neanderthal. You know, there's not a lot of newer novice cigar smokers that are going to smoke that and say, I'm really into cigars now. You know, they're going to need to sort of build their way into something like that. But yeah, cigar nerds like us and people who would be a part of a cigar month of the month club, or, you know, a boutique packet like the OGT and the Cigar Society. It's something that, you know, people are going to gravitate more towards something that experienced and a little bit nerdy cigar smokers go
Sure.
at. I agree with that 100%.
I will. And yeah. And on top of that, like, as I said, we haven't done a Connecticut. That is like the most consumed type of like cigar.
Right.
Is
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Connecticut shade. So yeah.
And I agree with you that your people would probably like, you know, like us, like a Connecticut that's got something else going for it. A Connecticut that's, and like you also said, there's a ton of really good Connecticut shade cigars out there.
Oh,
but
yeah.
the ones that cigar nerds tend to gravitate towards have a lot else going on. There's a lot more going on under the hood, and you know, they've got some boldness, and they've got, you know, maybe just a little touch of spice to balance out that kind of Connecticut shade sweetness kind of thing. So, and Skip's got another good point, and this is interesting for, you know, a smaller, you know, club like yours, and in you know, you also hoping to, you know, get the brick and mortar operation back up and running again, is the tariffs. You know, when you're talking about a per stick price, and you know what you're paying for wholesale and things like that, and shipping costs, all that. You know, how, as you look forward, how do you see that affecting you?
So I will say I'm thankful to say we opened the society, like I said, about 4 years ago. We have never raised the price. Now that day will probably come so far, because we schedule our projects out about like 7 months in advance at this point. So we have like this next one coming, and then this next one coming. Like we have our like really big Halloween October release, which is also our like Halloween cigar, that's been resting in our humidor already for a while. So we kind of have that pushed out for some time. So as much as I can keep going without having to increase, I think that's a lot of like the sentiment. You talk to some of the people at PCA, especially the smaller companies, is that like not having to increase. But it's interesting to see how the tariffs have changed by individual companies. I've seen companies, this is their third time that they have raised since tariffs were announced. I've seen some companies have not raised yet. So it really depends on what that is. I remember we did one project with a company and we said, okay, here's our set price. And then production starts. And then about 3 months later, they're like, by the way, we're going to have to increase the price. And so we had to negotiate that. I think you take it in stride. What our advantage over some do is that you're getting a 5-pack of a single blend. So that helps our overall minimum number in terms of like, we're not just featuring one limited cigar. And so make us a short run for one cigar per member. So that kind of like, I guess, exposure really helps a small company like myself kind of offset some of those things. But at the cigar nerd part of me is like, well, yeah, if it's a limited run, if it's Triforium, I don't want just one. Yep. I want to be able to smoke 5 of them.
Yeah.
Well, that's where my head goes too. Sometimes you get those packs where they're all different and you smoke it and you're like, shit, I want another one. You go on the site, it's gone. Can't find it anywhere.
Yes.
That's why I like the 5-pack that you put out.
Yeah. But yeah, I think it's going to be interesting. I think that the tariffs are going to affect so many different types of company, the retailer, the online only, the brick and mortar, the manufacturer, the tobacco supplier, like, and it seems to be, and I could be completely wrong, and Skip probably knows far more than I do on this, but it's definitely more of a case-by-case basis of how much it impacts and how little. I mean, as far as I know, Roma still has many cigars under the $10 price, depending on the Vitola. So there's that type of thing that's kind of unheard of right now. And to have a good cigar under $10 is not an easy feat to go through.
Yeah. And getting, like you said, getting tougher every day.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I mean, I'm hoping that we're going to see some relief, I guess, in the, tax and tariff department, but
be nice.
You just never know what the government's going to do.
You know what else I like about the society? And it's just a little something that I love. You send stickers, a sticker with the 5-pack.
Oh, sweet.
I got a wall.
Yeah.
And I put all the stickers on. And I have the 2 that you have in the back.
Yeah.
I just love that about that. That's just a little something extra that is nice.
Well, cool. Awesome. Yeah. And the credit goes to my brother. He hand draws everything and then uses alcohol markers. He's one of those people that he thinks it's a huge shame, and I do too, about all of the AI art that goes around. Like, AI can be a good, useful tool, but something organic like this that he creates that he like will work on and kind of like put forth and be like, hey, if you want to use this, go ahead and use it, is a huge blessing to us because it like you were saying, it's kind of unique. It's different, but it also reminds you of OGT. And so, our Halloween release last year is all his art put on the labels, which is really cool.
Very cool.
So one last kind of cigar related question for you before we get into our next segments that I'm curious about, because I look at it, the prospect of, oh man, I had this, shop in California and I'm doing the club and I've got all this stuff going on. And now I'm going to relocate all the way across the country. And I've got this, I'm going to put together a brick and mortar shop. And I see it as this crazy, exciting opportunity because you get to start with a blank canvas.
Sure. Yeah.
So in your mind, as you and the people that are helping you with this project talk through it, what are some of the sort of design entities and, ideas and must-haves when it comes to the look, the vibe, the layout, whatever things you think are most important that you've learned that are the most important when you're dreaming out and putting on paper the concepts for that brick and mortar shop?
I think that community, as I had kind of spoken earlier, is one of the biggest things, and that will extend into a lot of your business model. So it need, like, on the base level, it needs to be clean, it needs to be welcoming. One of the I mean, I don't know, this could be debated whether it's a mistake or not. I've always felt it's somewhat of a mistake when you go to a cigar lounge and it's like the setting is beautiful, like you have a massive amount of chairs, there's low lit, but the environment's a little cold and the humidor is the size of your closet.
Yeah.
Like those things I would not want to do in my brick and mortar. So I think that, like, at its core, you have this beating heart of the lounge, which is what cigars you offer, your humidor, how it's offered, and how those cigars are consumed at the brick and mortar. Are they consumed in friendship? Are they consumed in conversation? Or are they consumed while you're just zoning out on your phone? Or are they consumed without being talked to or looked at or anything like that? So
in isolation.
Yeah, exactly. Like anyone can smoke a cigar in isolation. Why would you have a lounge that kind of projects that? So that would definitely be at the forefront. I personally, like, prior to doing cigars, I had come from a background of doing a lot of like public events, dinner theater events. And so I always, one of my favorite things is we get a new cigar in, and this is what's actually been killing me recently. Like, we'll get a new cigar in. We're getting Las Calaveras from Crown Heads. Like, we just got that in. So super excited about that. But then it gets shipped in, and because we're primarily online, I don't have those regulars, those friends of mine, being like, look what just came in, you've got to try this cigar. That to me is like, that's what I miss a lot of, is sharing in that experience. So I think that more so than having a cigar on the shelf, people recognize that big name brand or any name brand, and they're like, oh yeah, I'm going to smoke this cigar. It's about that experience. Maybe tell them where it's coming from, what tobaccos are used in it, how it's smoked, because I think majority of us can attest, like, whatever cigar, this cigar was so much better because it's put together with the memory you had when you had it. And so I want the lounge to represent that. And of course, it needs to be clean and look nice and a welcoming environment. But I feel like people and community and the experiences can go so much further than the things you put to decorate your lounge with. Yeah,
I agree with that. And yeah, welcoming. I love the fact that you use that term. There's too many shops that I've been to, and even Skip, who's still giving us some good ideas in the comments. Skip has mentioned this on multiple shows, including ours, that when you go into a shop and the person who happens to be working during that time that you arrive, they're sitting there watching TV while you walk in the door, and they just point. They're like, humidor's over there.
Go ahead.
And or they grunt when they get up off the couch. And they're like, what can I help you with? And that's it, and they ask, they ask poorly formulated questions like, what do you like to smoke? What if it's a new cigar smoker? They don't know what they like to smoke.
Yeah. Or every answer, like, oh, I'm curious. Like, this used to happen to me when I was younger. So back then, smoking age was 18. I would walk into a humidor, and I used to remember, like, I have to wear my Liga Privada 9 hat because they at least will know that I'm not just here to steal things. Like, I legitimately want to look in the humidor. And like, I would walk around and I would have to start name dropping because everyone's like super like standoffish, arms crossed, like, what are you doing here type of thing. And then I would be like, well, I like this cigar or I like this. And then they'd be like, oh, okay. But then I would be curious and I'm like, well, what about this? And the response on everything is, oh, that's a good cigar. Oh, that's a good cigar. Well, that doesn't tell me anything about it. Or I'd be like, well, I remember this cigar coming out. Like, I remember when My Father La Opulencia came out. And I was like, I like the Bijou. I don't know anything much about this. What is the wrapper on this? And people would be like, I don't know. I mean, it's a Maduro. I'm like, yeah, but like, what is it? So that type of thing, like, it's just, I feel like you shouldn't have to cross so many barriers to get to share in the opportunity that you're trying to offer. And I think Nick Perdomo said it well once too. He's like, you don't want people to stand in line to pay you. And it's like,
right.
You're offering the opportunity to be like, here's this cigar. Let me try to help you like understand it better versus like they have to work extra to figure out what it is they're smoking. And to me, that's a travesty.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. Yeah, that's good. Well, we we're excited for when the big day comes, that doors open on your brick and mortar shop, and we'll be keeping our eyes peeled to social media. I know you'll have some teasers out there here and there with progress pictures and that kind of thing. So looking forward to seeing the doors open, and we'll be cheering you on the whole way, brother.
Yep.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Like I said, we're as mom and pop as you get. And when we opened our doors in 2019, I remember watching a video of like, how much do you need to start a cigar shop? And the money was so astronomical. I'm like, oh, I'm not even gonna come close to that.
Yeah.
And so what, like, had I kind of mentioned earlier, like how people and community can really go much further. Our shop, like at Oak Glen, we had our humidor, but in the back we had like a tent that we had put up, and I had researched like what tents can hold up in the snow, because we get snow once in a while. I'm like, Midwest states got to have this. And like someone would walk through and they're like, oh, I see the tent. Is that because of COVID? I'm like, no, that's because of budget. Like we just like hanging out with each other, and we don't have the biggest funds or budget at the time. And so like that community though is so special because that's not what it was about. It was not about smoking in the most like beautifully clad environment, which that's really awesome if you can, but it's really the beating heart of it was that community. And so that's always been something we wanted to kind of push forward, whether society or new shop or something like that.
I love it.
Is it time?
Do you think it, Justy? I don't know. What do you think, Justy?
Yeah, I mean, if the people says it's time, it's time.
All right, guys, it is now time for this week's Numero de los Muertos. All right. Let's open this up on my phone here. Okay, the number this week for Numero de los Muertos is just shy of 1,800 people died from this.
All time, or one is one?
This was a singular event in history.
A lot of singular events.
Yeah, we're getting down there on
down the singular
Raping
events.
barrel.
1,800 people died from this. And
David.
Floyd. Dun dun dun.
How you doing, David?
Is it on land?
I was gonna say, does it involve water?
This is land.
Land based. So no amphibians.
No
Weather.
no amphibians.
Okay.
Weather related?
Not weather related.
Drinking the Kool-Aid.
Technically not weather related. Drinking the Kool-Aid.
Don't do that.
I don't remember how many people died in the
I want to say right around 300.
what was that called? The Jimmy Jones
Jamestown.
Heaven's Gate.
Oh yeah, okay.
Jamestown, Heaven's Gate. Yeah. I don't know how many people that was. I think, did we do that on the show? I think we might have done that on the show before.
I don't remember.
I don't know.
So this 1,800 was this all at once, or is like,
Yeah, this was from one event.
Jerry Jones is about to have 53 guys do that.
When they all quit the Cowboys.
Oh my God. Sorry.
No, Skip's in the comments. Don't talk bad about the Cowboys.
They suck. They're gonna suck. Sorry, Skip. I love you, but
Well, speaking of, drinking the Kool-Aids, I'm sorry, but speaking of the Cowboys.
Speaking of Skip Martin, he says earthquake.
All right. So, yes, it was one particular earthquake
Ooh.
San Francisco.
in one particular location in one particular year.
San Francisco.
Not San Francisco.
Hmm.
And it was less than 100 years ago.
Okay.
In the U.S.?
Not in the U.S.
Uncle Larry said Jim Jones wasn't Heaven's Gate.
Oh, he was in Heaven's Gate. Okay, I don't remember.
So not in the U.S. So we're in like
Was it
Not
like
in
Haiti?
this earthquake was not in the U.S.
Haiti.
Yeah, I was going to say Haiti.
It was not in Haiti.
Landers.
China, 1941.
Good guess.
Not China.
Indonesia.
41?
You're close on the year.
I think we would all know this if they had social media back then because
No.
it would have like blown up.
I'll say, yeah. Now I'll say Raul was close on the year, and this is a huge hint. Skip was close on the location.
Ooh. Haiti. 1941.
So it was in the Caribbean. Was it Puerto Rico?
No, not Puerto Rico. Not 1941, but close to 1941.
1940.
So it was in the Caribbean.
It was in the 40s.
So it wasn't Haiti. It wasn't Puerto Rico. Was it Cuba?
Not Cuba.
Cuba.
Dominican Republic.
The
Boom!
DR.
Really?
Dominican Republic, right
Wow.
next door.
In 1947.
To Haiti.
46.
48.
6.
Wow.
All right. The 1946 Dominican Republic earthquake occurred on August 4th, 1946, near Samana, Dominican Republic. It was the largest earthquake to occur in the instrumental area in the Caribbean. It generated a tsunami that was observed as far away as New Jersey.
Wow.
A total of 1,790 deaths were reported. Wow. And this marked, what was it?
See, if you had said 1790, I would have known it, but you said 1800, so it threw me off. So,
Oh, did I say 18? Oh, deaths, the number.
So that threw everybody's Google off.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I don't give the exact number because it's quick Google search. It's like, so yeah, the earthquake occurred at 1351 epicenter. The main shock measured 7.8 on the moment magnitude scale, 8.1 on the surface wave magnitude scale, and at least 63 aftershocks followed the largest earthquake, including a magnitude 7.0 that struck the coast on August 8th.
wow.
So this actually went on for a while. And then the tsunami was generated by the initial earthquake, caused widespread devastation across Hispaniola. The tsunami was observed in much of the Caribbean and the Northwest Atlantic Ocean. Maximum tsunami heights exceeded 16 feet in several locations, with a height of 26 feet observed at Playa Boca Nueva, although it was likely associated with the splash up. So, yeah, 26 feet. And a small tsunami was also recorded by the tide gauges at San Juan, Puerto Rico, Bermuda, and Daytona Beach, Florida, and Atlantic City, New Jersey. So that was a big one, 1946. Initial quake August 4th, and aftershocks as far away as August 8th. So, I mean,
Wow.
maybe a week or so of aftershocks.
Getting your butt whooped for a week.
In 1946, in that part of the world, that's a rough go.
No
Man.
bueno.
That's a rough go. So that was this week's Numero de los Muertos. All right. It is time to reveal this week's Spirit of Mystery, brought to us by Postania Cigars. So happy that this was a far superior Spirit of Mystery to the last 5 or 6 weeks. Not only is it a delicious pour of whiskey, it is a substantial pour of whiskey. It's actually a 2-ounce pour, as opposed to the 1-ounce pours from this latest
That's more than
sampler.
12 more.
So it's
That's a heavy-handed 2-amp.
it's a little heavier than 2, but the aroma and the flavor on this is really good. The more I drink it, although I say this on a lot of these samples, the more I drink it, the lower proof it tastes like it is. But it's common that you drink, further down the glass and it doesn't taste as hot as it did originally. But still, it's crazy smooth. There's tons of sweetness going on, a little bit of spice, little tiny floral notes coming in here and there, but just kind of classic. There aren't many curveballs in the flavor profile of this one. Aside from that floral thing that you get kind of more with scotches than you do with bourbons or ryes. I don't know if this is a rye. It's got some rye notes to it, but it doesn't taste like a high rye kind of mash bill. But
what kind of proof would you think it is?
I'd say not crazy high. I'd say this is between 100 and between 100 and 105 ish.
It's 90.
It's 90.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Is it do you think it's an American whiskey or do you think it's a bourbon?
I think gosh, there's still part of me that thinks it's a rye.
Okay.
Because there is that kind of spicy floral thing. I'm going to go with rye, although I'm not sure which. I drink more bourbons than I do ryes. But gosh, what are some big brands of rye out there?
Is it Elijah Craig rye?
It's not a rye.
It's a bourbon?
It's a bourbon.
It's a bourbon. Wow. Must be a decent amount of rye in the mash bill then.
It might be the way that they aged it.
Really?
Yeah.
Can you describe what the bottle looks like? Or is that giving too much away?
Is that giving too much away?
That tells me it's a distinctive bottle.
Oh. Is this Willet Pot Still?
No.
Oh, okay. Because that's like the most distinctive bottle out there.
Rowan Creek.
That's a good guess. Noah's Mill?
Nope. Close your eyes. I'll show you.
All right. I'm looking away.
Oh, okay. Actually, the floral, that makes sense. It honestly makes sense.
All right, you can show me now. Jefferson Ocean.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
And I'd imagine that maybe the way you age it on the seas, maybe get that tint of rye.
Yeah, you get that salt water.
Yeah.
I feel like Jefferson's has that like satisfying like bass tone, but it's kind of more delicate than some bourbons out there.
Yeah, it's not.
It looks a little
super nuanced.
Yeah, it did look light.
Yeah, it's a little bit lighter than a lot of other, but I like it. It's good.
Nice.
I had a bottle of this at one time, and I brought it to a poker game that we were at, and I forgot to crack it open, and then I forgot to bring it home.
Yeah, it probably got.
So I hope whoever's house I left it at enjoyed that bottle.
Oh.
What if this was the bottle? It made its way home.
It's possible. It's possible that it could be. But I want to thank our friend Matt for.
Thanks,
You took your bottle, so.
No, it was Jerry's place for one of the poker games down there. But
Matt
I was at a few
Matt
of
was
those.
definitely there. Yeah.
No.
no.
Don't remember it.
You never know. It could have made its way to him. I don't know. But yeah, thank you, Matt, for that pour. So that was this week's Spirit of Mystery. All right. Time for the lightning round.
Lightning round.
Brought to us by J.C. Newman Cigar Company, America's oldest family-owned premium cigar maker, creators of the popular Brick House, Perla Del Mar, Diamond Crown, and The American. J.C. Newman Cigar Company operates out of their 114-year-old El Reloj Cigar Factory in historic Cigar City, Tampa, Florida. For more information on their cigars or visitor experience, please visit jcnewman.com. All right. So
you've been on a show. So you had my question. You had his question.
Yeah, you've had some of the classic, some of the classic lightning round questions, but we've got we got plenty to go with here. So let's go with. I don't think you had this question.
You got one? I'm gonna.
Yeah, you go ahead.
if you you and the guys went out, or the wife, you guys went to a date, and they happen to be playing karaoke.
Oh,
What song would make you want to get up there and do it?
To this day, I've never heard a song that have wanted me to get up and. The last time she tried to get me to do that, the last time PCA was in Vegas, we were like, it was the night that we first landed, and she's like, "Come on, have a few drinks," and I'm like, "No." I don't know. That's hard because the minute I say it, she might request it next time we're on a date.
Yeah, exactly.
But that is a really tough question. Oh my gosh, I don't want to hold up the show. I have really no idea. I don't want to say.
No, that's all right.
He's got it. He just doesn't want her to use it again.
I have a feeling you've got a song in mind. You're just afraid to say it.
It would probably have to be something from the 80s that is not taken too seriously. That is very easy.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
A song that everybody knows that they'll sing along with, and you won't really have to do that much
you can
singing.
mask and be like the whole time.
Exactly. There you go. That's perfect. I like that.
Yeah. We'll say probably something from like Billy Idol.
Oh yeah.
We'll go White Wedding. Everyone will start singing that.
Everybody will sing along with that song. Absolutely. I like that.
When you said Billy, I thought you were gonna go Billy Joel, Piano Man.
No, that song's too long for karaoke. That's
right.
That's like an 8-minute song. All right, so okay, I don't think you had this question last time, and if you did, tell me. Who was your number one, when you were a kid or a teenager, you got all the celebrities on TV, things like that, movies. Who was your big childhood or teenage celebrity crush?
So the first crush I ever remember having, there's a movie made in 1939 called The Adventures of Robin Hood with Errol Flynn, Claude Rains, and Aliva de Havilland, and she plays Maid Marian. I think I was probably like 7 or 8, and that was like the very first crush I can remember having. So, an actress from 1939.
That is so true old school right there.
Yeah. You got to think for grandmas.
You got
We'll stick in that 1939 age. But
she wasn't a grandma at the time.
Right. Well, actually, when he's seen it, she probably was.
Well, at the time the film was shot.
I think she was still alive back then. I don't know. I'd have to look.
Hey, you never know. You might have stood a shot. You never know. I mean, we'll never know now, but that's okay. That we'll never know. There's some questions should be left unanswered.
Actually, a talk show one.
Oh yeah. All right. So if you got your own late night talk show, like the Tonight Show style or that kind of talk show, who would you want to be your first guest?
And now Matt usually says alive, and then I come back with dead. So
yeah, well, good. You can go with one or the other. I mean,
okay, so it'd probably be a selfish answer because I've always if there would be any way to sit down with this person for like an hour and just talk with them, it would be Stephen King. I love his books. I used to do a lot of writing myself. I'm trying eventually to publish a book of mine. I would love to pick his brain. Probably be Stephen King.
That would be a big get because he's never been big on doing interviews, and the older he gets, the less he wants to do them.
Yeah.
That would be massive. Okay, so then any historical figure living or who is passed on, that you would want to sit down and interview on your show.
In a weird way, because I like the mentality, and he was someone I looked up to when I was really, really young. Kobe Bryant would probably be up there.
Oh, I like that answer. Yeah.
I was a massive Kobe fan.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember the day when all that happened, and I was driving to the lounge, and my phone started blowing up because I never watched the news. Like, I've never watched the news. And, people are like, did you hear about Kobe? And, because my friends knew, I followed him through his career. I just loved his basketball. And I thought it was a joke at first. I was like, what are you talking about? That was crazy. That was a crazy day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in my personal opinion, he is the second greatest basketball player ever.
I
First
agree.
being MJ.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I agree. There's
And
one. LeBron doesn't belong.
No, he
in the
doesn't make the
conversation.
top 5 for me.
No, thank
No.
you.
No.
I agree.
LeBron is somewhere in the top 10.
He has the most stats in terms of crying on the court, sure,
Yes.
but
Oh,
And
yeah.
flopping. He's a fading goat.
He will hopefully he will never be topped in the flopping
Oh,
and
Yeah.
crying
yeah.
stat. All right, let's jump into notable smokables. So Eric, if you remember this, each week we name a cigar we smoked recently that was notable to us. Now, this could be a cigar that's been on the market for decades that you smoked for the first time in a very long time, or a cigar that's brand new to the market that you smoked for the first time ever. So what is something you smoked recently that was notable to you?
I mean, of course, I don't want to do the cheap shot of saying Triforium because like that has been my every single day. But in terms of if I were to remove that cigar, recently, you know what I really revisited, and I feel like it's got a tumultuous like response, but it was a lot better and a lot more complex than I even remember it. It was the La Vereda by Crown Heads.
Okay.
I think it's so tumultuous because of its price point, and I think that its price point really it doesn't help anything. But if someone were to give me that cigar blind and I didn't have to pay for it, I'd be like, "This is interesting," and it's got something to say. So I would probably say something like that.
I agree with that. Yeah, definitely. All right, Justy, notable.
This week or this weekend, I was at a cannabis retreat.
Nice.
For mental health awareness, and my company sponsored that this weekend. First thing that I sponsored, so it was fun out in the outdoors. And my buddy used to smoke cigars, Joe Audette. He's used to be in the community a little bit. He's in more in the cannabis community now, but he gave me some cigars a while back, so I brought one of them with me. And it was a 2022 TAA exclusive Tatuaje. So
Nice.
that was a solid one to close out the campsite and everything, and go on our way. So yeah,
nice.
Love it. Raleigh, what's notable this week?
Well, mine, like mostly, I go digging through my humidor to find something, and then I find something else. Today, I was looking to see how many Weaselitos I have, because those are excellent here in Minnesota in the winter. And I found a Wanderlust.
Oh.
And I smoked it on the way here, and it's still sitting there, and it's almost done, but I'm going to finish it off. I love that cigar, and every time I smoke it, I remember why I love it, and I remember that it's hard to get.
Yeah. And that
brings a tear to my eye.
That's that Fiorella size, that Corona Gorda size.
Yeah, so nice.
So good. So good. Mine was a little bit older, not super old, but from I think it was when we went to the Great Smoke a few years ago. They had the Cigar Dojo Espinosa Diet Sarsaparilla cigar, the Connecticut shade. And I smoked another one of those
very good cigar
on Saturday. Yeah, Saturday. And yeah, nice Connecticut shade cigar, sweetness, mild, but still good stuff going on. So really enjoyed that that blend. Hadn't had one in a while.
I like both the sarsaparillas.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah, most definitely.
I will also say we were a little bit late to the game, but the other one that it was also sparked my interest, and I've been chain smoking, trying not to, is AJ's New World Decino, 10th anniversary.
Decino. Okay, I'll have to talk to Laurel about that.
That's that new. It's the New World like 10th anniversary. Use the San Andreas wrapper. It's definitely really good. If you want punchy, go for the Robusto. If you want more balance, go for the Toro. But yeah, really, really good.
Awesome. I love it. All right, some coming.
Before we go there.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of coming traction.
We got a couple.
Thank you.
We have a few, actually.
This one right
Thank
here.
you. So, yeah, first and foremost, Cigars and Baseball, September 18th, Thursday, September 18th, at CHS Field in St. Paul, Minnesota, the home of the St. Paul Saints. Cigars and Baseball is a fantastic special live event. You will have cigars from some great cigar brands, food from local restaurants and food trucks. You will have beers from local breweries, spirits from local distilleries, and live baseball games happening on the field. including there's an after party, there's a live auction, there's a silent auction, and there's How About That Cigar broadcasting live throughout the entire day of the event. And all the proceeds go to benefit the Children's Miracle League of Minnesota, which puts together baseball facilities for children with disabilities. So you do not want to miss this event, not only because it's one of the best cigar events in the Midwest, it's also for a fantastic cause. So do not miss it. Go to cigarsbaseball.com, cigarsbaseball.com to learn more.
And if you're not in Minnesota, it's worth the trip.
Yes,
it is worth
absolutely is. And there's tons of hotels within walking distance. Walking distance is important for an event like this. Or Uber distance. Yeah, you don't want to be driving after you're done at this event. And then we have 2 local events coming up. Wednesday at Tobacco Grove, we have Pete Johnson from Tatawahe. And on Saturday, we have Lee Marsh at what's the name of that place? Ramsey Smoke Shop. That's it's
I think I've been there once.
The guy who runs it is
Omar
O'Meal. I don't remember his name. It's
Omar.
Oatmeal sounds good.
Oatmeal.
Yeah, I like oatmeal.
It's our home shop and Ramsey Smoke Shop. Omar's an awesome dude.
Yeah,
friend. He's got a great community at the shop, and Lee comes every year, and it's always a blast. And he is debuting his first shop cigar.
That's right. So
nice.
Omar is going to be getting the first ever shop exclusive made by Stolen Throne and Lee Marsh, and going to be exciting.
Peace offering.
I met Omar at PCA. He's a really cool dude.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, one of the best curated humidors in the state of Minnesota. Absolutely.
Sure.
So, all right. So next week and the following week. So next week, on our regular show night, August 25th, that's my son's birthday, so we will not have a show.
It's a holiday for us.
The following Monday night is September 1st. That's Labor Day. Another show. Holiday. And then the following Monday night, September 8th, ladies and gentlemen, we will be broadcasting live from Perfect Ash in Inver Grove Heights, Minnesota for the big episode 300. We are going to have a massive live HERF at Perfect Ash in Minnesota. We want all of our Minnesota people to come out, because not only do you get to hang out with us while we are HERFing and broadcasting live for episode 300, it's going to be Monday Night Football, Vikings versus Bears.
Yes.
So all you big Minnesota Vikings fans, you can come out and watch the game while we're broadcasting live.
It will be mute, but you can watch it.
Yeah, and it's going to be a great time. So
and Patrick is going to put a couple packages together.
That's right,
for the people that show up.
Yeah, so there's going to be special packages for episode 300 for the HERF. We want you to go support one of our great local cigar shops, hang out with us, and celebrate and HERF
it up with us.
To celebrate episode 300. So
which one of you guys are going to dress up like Gerard Butler for 300?
Damn sure. I think Justin is the best candidate. Justin's the best candidate. He's.
I don't know what I'm getting into, but let's do it.
You have to start like kicking people in the chest, like into the humidor and stuff like that. Like,
this is Sparta.
Yeah, I can do that. Let's go.
So all you get to wear is a loincloth and carry a spear.
Perfect. It'll be like I'm bodybuilding.
There you go. You've got a few weeks to get.
Right, I'm hitting the gym every day.
Get it together.
So that's coming up on September 8th. Eric, if you would please give our viewers and listeners an idea, where is the best place for them to keep up with all the stuff you have going on?
Yeah, so we're on all social media platforms. We're really active on Instagram. That would be OGT Cigars. We have our YouTube channel, Oak Glen Tobacconist, or OGT Cigars. That's definitely where we kind of like give updates and like reels, shorts, specials that we run, new products that drop. Like on our Instagram, we just show that we just opened up Crown Heads Las Calaveras 2025, which I'm super excited about. But I would also say if you can join our email list, that is where we have like the most up-to-date information, our best deals that we offer, that sort of thing. And yeah, follow us on this journey would be great. So OGT Cigars or Oak Glen Tobacconist.
And I can't say enough about your club, society.
Thank you.
OJ2 Society, OJT Society. If you're not a member, you should be.
Yes,
there you go.
Please check it out. It's pretty cool. Our next drop is Triforium Black Label, and that's dropping in 4 days is when we start shipping it out.
Nice. Well, I've very much enjoyed smoking that cigar on the show tonight. So thank you for that, and keep doing what you're doing. We appreciate your time on the show, and keep us posted when it comes to info about the upcoming brick and mortar shop, and anything you have going on. Just keep us posted. We can't wait to see what you guys do next.
Definitely. And thank you guys for having me on. It was a blast. It's awesome to be back on the show. And thank you for letting me just ramble on tonight. So
absolutely. Love having you, brother. Jinx. There you go. All right. Viewers and listeners, thank you guys so much for being the best part of How About That Cigar Live. We appreciate you guys so much for watching live on Facebook, live on YouTube, and live on
Rumble.
And if you're listening after the fact on the audio podcast, whether you're driving down the road, working out, whatever it is you do when you listen to your favorite audio podcast, thanks so much for making us a part of it. And if you would please click on all the big, beautiful buttons, the like button, the follow button, the subscribe button, so you don't miss anything that we have going on. If you have any questions for us, you can email us on the website, howaboutthatcigar.com. Be sure to follow us on all of your favorite social media platforms. You will find us at HBT Cigar. And of course, until we see you guys next time, burn cigars,
not bridges.
Thanks, guys. Any comments, opinions, viewpoints, or statements presented or uttered by guests on the HBTC podcast, HBTC live video streams, and all other media from HBT Media LLC are solely those of the individual and do not necessarily represent the opinions or viewpoints of How About That Cigar or its parent company, HBT Media LLC, any of our advertising partners, or the premium cigar industry. The primary purpose of How About That Cigar is to entertain and to encourage activity and growth within the community of people who enjoy or want to learn about the enjoyment of premium cigars.